but never have I adopted any of the principles that white supremacists have.
Money. Capitalism. It's white supremacy.
This is Leaf Router. Leaf. That's the kind of proof you're looking for in connection with the death of Mr. Williams here? You know what I'm wondering? Young Merc, help me out. So there's been an arrest in connection with the shooting of Jonathan Price, which took place Saturday in Wolf City, Texas. So Officer Sean Lucas has been arrested and charged with murder in connection with the death of Jonathan Price, which took place Saturday in Wolf City, Texas. I always have said that no parent should have to bury their own child. And
now here you go, baby, say we want to free your home, where whoever I keep him.
Yeah, that's not a good idea for some of us, because we live in a society where things like this happen, and this is Tamir Rice. Enough speaking teacher is this. Who are these 5,412 people who like this video? This is for you. Let's get it. This is Brandon Tina. This will be Matthew Shepard. This is Dwayne Jones. And none of them were killed because they were vegan. They were all killed because they were gay. And then in the first 7 months of this year, we're already past the total number of transgender people murdered last year. So I Googled the number of people killed in 2020 for being vegan. Yeah, I didn't come up with any. Nobody at the Post nightclub was killed for being a vegan. The Stonewall Inn was not raided because anybody was a vegan. You all need to have a whole row of seats and such a stupid ass as Marcellus Stinnett. Marcellus Stinnett was a passenger in a car in Waukegan, Illinois, when a police officer said that the car started to back up towards him slowly, and he feared for his life. And instead of moving out of the way of the slowly backing up car, he proceeded to pull his weapon and fire blindly into the car, killing Marcellus Stinnett and wounding the driver of the car, his girlfriend, Tavar Williams. Greetings and salutations. I've had a lot of you all ask me about the gear you see me wearing in my videos and how you can get some. Well, I'm here to tell you. I have recently partnered with a black-owned business to produce the gear you see me wear in my videos. And if you go to my link tree, you will see the link for Fold gear. Also, when you go to the website, you will see a brief write-up about what the Fold is. A lot of this stuff I produced it was personal. I didn't think anybody would like it. It's my laptop bag. I love hoodies and hats. So if you want to see more, oh yeah, and then the backdrop here, you'll see I also did. But if you want to see more of it, go to my link tree, go to the Fold gear, and check it out. Come back and hit me up and tell me what you think. And as time goes on, tell me what you would like to see. All right? Peace. Have a nice night.
This is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
This is Angelo Quintos, another victim of the police brutality that goes on in this country on a daily basis that is left unchecked. Angelo was a 30-year-old Navy veteran who was experiencing a mental health crisis when his sister called 911 for assistance. So my friend Sean King emailed me this picture earlier today, and this is 20-year-old Jalen Rice. Jalen Rice is the only survivor of a shooting that took place on February the 17th in Fort Wayne, Indiana, a shooting that left two of his friends, 19-year-old Joshua Cole Cooper and 19-year-old Anderson Reddick, dead. I did not know that so many people did not.
Carolyn Bryant, because she told a lie that led to the death of Emmett Till. So my question to TNathan is, what do you deserve for telling a lie that could have led to the death of my 501c3 nonprofit organization?
Did you actually listen to what you just said? You just compared the pseudo-life of a business entity to the actual loss of life of two young black men. And you have the nerve to say I lied on your corporation. No, I told the truth on your vulturistic nature. But you said this also?
You didn't like that I used Quan Charles, a deceased minor, to raise funds and awareness for my charity.
Did you listen to yourself? You say you used him to raise money for your charity. What gave you that right? My unwhitewashing of history continues. We're going to call this episode American Slavery. I see a lot of people using this picture, and they don't even acknowledge that this man had a name. His name was Peter, and this picture was taken circa 1863 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. On January the 9th, 1966, Vernon Damer here went on a local Hattiesburg radio show and announced that he would be paying all of the poll tax for any black person who could not afford to register to vote. Now, this was in spite of the fact that in 1965, the Federal Voters' Rights Act came out that made it illegal to pay poll taxes in federal elections, but Mississippi still had a poll tax in local elections. The next day, the Ku Klux Klan of Mississippi firebombed his house, and while he held the front door, his wife and children escaped out the back. He died from the injuries he sustained. Okay, this video is for those of you all who believe extreme capitalism will somehow save us from racism. Let's call this a historical perspective.
I'm glad you asked that question. The reality is that it's not. The Ankh, nor the Eye of Horus, which I'm holding in my hand, which was gifted to my wife from TNathan, who is not even in the fold at all, nor was she ever a council member, because it's a false narrative. Why guides? Why council members? Because we did videos together, oftentimes, and people wanted to eat off our platforms. So some people just wanted to join the fold for clout and not to actually combat racism, homophobia, xenophobia, and all forms of oppression. So the vetting process was to ensure that these people genuinely were social justice warriors, and not just people looking for clout from bigger creators. The biggest 3 creators in the fold are myself, TNathan, and Conscious Lee. It's not a cult.
All of my soldiers salute. This is a lyrical war. I need a nuclear weapon. I need a bazooka with a bunch of metaphors. I'll teach this rookie a lesson. He said you a trap. You fall for the wrong girls and you sleep with a booty you finish. That's why I don't even mess no snakes on my grass. I gotta keep off the venom.
Part 2, where the fold went wrong. Several women of the fold noticed microaggressions that were happening within. For instance, if one of us was Doc Shadow Band, our lives threatened, the fold was crickets. But yet we were pressed to push the leaders of the fold's videos. Now let's talk about the leaders. Cheater Peter here. Don Juan here thought he was slick enough to pursue multiple women within and outside of the fold. And this queen exposed his ass. So then TNathan softly booted Cheater Peter out of the fold. And he, as well as 4 other males, leaders of the fold, proceeded to slut-shame her in posts on TikTok. And brought Cheater Peter back into the fold and gloated about it. Even though every woman involved told him they were uncomfortable with him. So that's when I stepped in and started standing up with those women. And this misogynist doesn't like that, to the point where he's weaponized his platform against me. Oh, the irony in the word weaponize. So in conclusion, be careful if you decide to join the fold, because you will receive no profits for your time.
Mad at me. This right here is the reason why I will never fucking start a merch line. See, Nathan, you over there with the fucking $100 hoodie and your goddamn fold gear, and you're using the name of the fold, so you're using the whole entire group to make money. And when I was in that motherfucker, you didn't ask for my fucking consent. Thank God I'm not letting you get paid off of me.